Welcome to part 32, and as you can see, I'm still trying to get to that treasure chest on the top of these narrow stairs before the time runs out and the flame columns will return. And I like the detail of this animation that they given Link in the Fire Temple. I mean, it's obviously hot, and Link is just wiping his forehead full of sweat, so yeah. Anyway, this time, I do make it to the treasure chest before time runs out, and I finally get that treasure. And yeah, if you notice here, my magic meter is a bit lower. That's because I used my warp spell to come back to this room in case I fallen downward, and I have fallen down. So yeah. Anyway, we have finally gotten the treasure of this dungeon, and it is the Megaton Hammer. And the Megaton Hammer is a powerful weapon. This is the weapon that is that was used by the Goron hero to slay Balvagia, the dragon, the first time. And we are going to use that same weapon on the dragon again. So yeah. Anyway, once we have the hammer, I recommend saving immediately first, and then go down here to hit this block right here. And by hitting this block right here with the hammer, we go down here to this room and see this totem pole thing. Just whack the hammer, the pieces will go flying and magically disappear for some reason, and it'll uncover a door here. In this room, kill the keys, kill the fire keys, and yeah, basically you just want to get rid of all distractions here. Because, again, fire keys can be such an annoyance. Anyway, once we get rid of every single one of these keys in this room, see this peg right here? Use the Megaton Hammer on this peg, and it will cause the floor right there to turn into a set of stairs. See, that's how powerful this hammer is. Anyway, here, down there is a blue switch, and from before, blue switches need to have something on it for the doors to stay open. Luckily, there are a couple of crates here that we can use to put pressure on that switch so we can go on. Alright. Now, going through this door right here, it'll take us to this other stone thing and again hit the Megaton Hammer, which will take us down here, and we are back in the firewall maze room. Now this switch here that I just pressed with the hammer, it's rusted, and which means we couldn't stand on it with our own weight. We needed the magic hammer, the Megaton Hammer to smash downward. So yeah. And now we're going to free that Goron that we've passed before. Notice here that there is a time block, so it's time to pull out the Ocarina and play the Song of Time. And what it will do is, it will not only move the time block so that it would reveal a rusty switch for us to smash, the time block will be moved so that it will create a bridge between the two sides of the room. And it can be used to climb back up to this second area. Alright. Now, let's use the time block to get to the other side. And then smash the rusty switch with the hammer, and we can finally free this Goron. Again, we have to talk to him. Yeah, what you got for me this time, Goron? Statue is inside the, and it's hiding a door? That is interesting. Yeah, folks, basically we have explored, pretty much all of the upper areas of this temple, and now we are going to go back to the, entrance area and uncover this hidden door that Goron mentioned. Now, how do we get back to the entrance? Well, I'll show you how. Well, use the time block to climb back up and go through this door right here. And it sealed itself for some reason. Who cares? We're done with this room. And see this pillar right here with the face on it? Take the hammer, whack it, and we will fall all the way down. And notice how that Link, even though Link falls from a great height, he doesn't get hurt this time around. And if you notice, we're back in the room where we met Darunia. And yeah, we have created a pathway that will take us to the boss room. However, we lack the boss key at the moment. So we're going to go find that right now. It's actually hidden behind the door that the Goron mentioned. Of course, there are fire keys here, so be careful. See, there's another statue totem pole thingy, and once again, use the hammer. And if you can see here, you can actually see there is a locked door right there. So, yeah, gotta love those Nintendo 64 graphics. Anyway. Yeah, notice you can only hit the statue from the side. Once you got rid of the statue, go through this locked door. And we will encounter some fiery enemies. Fire slugs and fire keys. Notice that you can use the hammer to flip the slugs on their back. Well, most of them within range. And that you can flip them all over and all that stuff and kill them and all that stuff. So yeah. I mean, once we clear all the fiery enemies in this room, we can proceed onward into the next room. Alright. Now going through this door right here will take us to a very familiar room. Yeah, kind of looks like that one tile room that we visited before. Except that one was optional, and this one is not. Basically the same thing. Let the tiles hit your shield, they'll break apart. And then there's a like there. Kill it, and we can also grab the last gold Skulltula, the final one in this temple. Now here's the thing. If you move closer towards the like, it'll actually start moving towards you. Because it's hungry for the tunic and the shield. And it will do whatever it is necessary to snack on you. So yeah. Alright. Of course, I'm checking the map just to verify. Yep, the gold token. I got it. Alright. Go through this door right here. And we will be facing another flare dancer. And he is exactly the same as his counterpart that we used to reach the Megaton Hammer. Speaking of the Megaton Hammer, I decided to use it on this boss because I figured I'd give it a good whack on it since the last one gave me trouble. I mean, yeah. So what is this little thing anyway? It's shaped like a heart, so it would make sense that this black thing would be the heart of the flare dancer, and once we get rid of its heart, it runs on its own, and yeah, once we kill the heart, the thing dies. And I have to say that the flare dancers are the lamest mini boss in this game, only because they give you crappy rewards. Now, the first one we encountered, it pretty much gave us a bride that eventually led me to the Megaton Hammer. This one, however, will give me a lame reward. I mean, you would think that this one would give us the boss key so that we can get into the boss. I mean, all it does is it will open up the passage that will allow us to get to the boss key. And the treasure chest that appears right here, what's inside it? What is inside? Is it rupees? Something valuable? Folks, I'm going to tell you now, this chest contains bombs. Yeah, bombs. Lame. Very, very lame. Anyway, folks, go through the unsealed door. And then, of course, through that door, we will encounter our final Goron of this dungeon. Yeah. Smash it with the switch with the Megaton Hammer, and we'll free the Goron. And after he runs away back to Goron City, we claim the boss key. So yeah, we have freed all the Gorons. They're safe and sound. They're not going to be Dragon Chow. And yeah, speaking of dragon, we are going to wail on this dragon in just a moment. Yay, we got the boss key. Now we can go see if Darunia is okay, because, again, he went in by himself without the hammer to fight the dragon, and will he still be alive? We'll find out in a moment. Anyway, let's get going. We have a dragon to pound. So yeah, pretty much Darunia said that if we do not stop this dragon, that he could bust out of Death Mountain and burn Hyrule to a crisp, and we cannot allow that. Oh, and see that hook shot target over to the right? That leads to an area that contains pots that have a bunch of healing items and other goodies. But I decided not to go for it because, well, I still have a full complement of healing items. I still have blue potions and fairies in my bottles. And spoilers, I will not use any of them during this fight. And of course, behind me, the platform will disappear, leaving me trapped on this island, I guess. This island in lava. And as you can see, there are lava pits on this island. Anyway, folks, here it is. Subterranean Lava Dragon Volvagia. Alright, Volvagia here is a pretty interesting boss. Basically, what it will do is it will dive into one of these lava holes. And what you want to do is, we're actually going to play a game of Whack-A-Dragon. You can tell which hole Volvagia will pop out because he will, like, the hole will erupt before it pops out. And then when he pops out, quickly hit him with the hammer to stun him. And then at this point, you can use the hammer to stun him, to hit him again, or slash him with the sword. Either or will work. Anyway, once you damage him, he will retreat into the hole, and the next hole he flies out of, he will actually start chasing you and start breathing fire at you. Now you can just keep running, and you should not take any damage from his flames. Yeah. And afterwards, he'll go back into the hole, and then he will go for another round of Whack-A-Dragon. And of course, if you take too long to hit Volvagia, it will spew out a wave of fire that will take a good number of hearts away from you. So it's best to, if you're too slow, just either get out of the way, or yeah, just get out of the way of the flames. So yeah. Anyway, Volvagia's other attack is he'll go to the ceiling and it will rain boulders down towards you. Now, again, you can take damage from the boulders, but if you see their shadows, just keep running, and you should be all right. And basically, now when Volvagia does a thing of Whack-A-Dragon, it'll try and confuse you by erupting from a lava hole in one area, but actually coming out of another lava hole, and then the pattern will repeat itself. Volvagia will do Whack-A-Dragon, chase you around with fire, Whack-A-Dragon, drop boulders on you, and so on and so forth. And we'll continue to do so until you kill it. Now, I would like to comment on this music right here. Basically, there are two boss fight music that are that you can listen to in this game. The first one happens around with Golma, Phantom Ganon, and other future bosses coming up. This one right here, boss theme number 2, basically it's associated with Volvagia right here and King Dodongo back in Dodongo's cavern. Now, yeah, those are the only 2 instances you can hear boss theme 2. And coincidentally or not, both of them are associated with Goron problems that we have to solve, and Death Mountain and all that. So I don't know if it's intended by the programmers to use this song for the fiery boss enemies, because after this boss right here, we will never hear boss theme number 2 again in this game. Yeah, most of the remaining bosses in the remaining temples will use boss theme number 1. I mean, it's all right and dandy to mix up the boss themes every now and then, but at least keep it consistent. I mean, like, have half the bosses use boss theme number 1 and the other half use boss theme number 2. So regardless, just, yeah. Anyway, in the next 3D game, I believe, Wind Waker, each boss will have its own unique theme, so I'm actually looking forward to that. In fact, one of the very good things about Wind Waker is the quality of its music. But I'll explain more when I get to Wind Waker. And of course, you can see here, Volvagia's flame actually took 3 of my hearts away. But it does not matter because it's now dead. And of course, Volvagia will rise from the lava pit, and yeah, it will burn up, and all that remains will be its head, which will turn into a heart container. So long, Volvagia. So much for your second life. And of course, grab the heart container, which will increase our health to 14 hearts. And it will refill my life energy. Yay. I love this. And then we'll be transported to the Chamber of Sages, and take a guess at who the Sage of Fire will be. Take a big guess. But before we get to the Chamber of Sages, there's this nice little scene here that will show the eruption of Death Mountain, as the dreaded curse will go away and make Death Mountain peaceful again. Ladies and gentlemen, your Sage of Fire, Darunia. Alright, now Darunia went into the boss room by himself. I assume he went against Volvagia, but we did not see him in the boss room itself, so would it imply that he actually died during the fight? And yeah, what does that mean for Saria? Did she die trying to get to the Forest Temple or something? So, is it implied that you have to die for a sage to be awakened? That's kind of gruesome if you think about it. So yeah, Darunia will give you the fire medallion. Again, it's pretty much a marker telling you that you have completed the fire temple, and we are one step closer to beating this game. It doesn't add power, although again, I wish it does. So yeah, that's that. Yes, we are now true brothers. Anyway, folks, we'll see you in part 33.